Common House is, and then we'll talk about what I hear about and what the streets are saying.
Yeah, I mean, at our core is we really want to build community, and we want to create a club experience, downtown club experience that is really inclusive, that's really diverse, that brings people together from all walks of life and all parts of Richmond, and we want to make it so that it's accessible, affordable. It's all about bringing people together. It's a beautiful building. It's 5 stories. We got a screening room. We got full restaurant and bar and library and billiards, and we got a rooftop pool, and we got co-work space, and so it's really anything you'd need on a day-to-day basis. But we also have tons of programming, from lectures to cooking classes to concerts. That it's about bringing people together, and really, hopefully, we all kind of live in our own silos,
Yes.
and that we hope that this is a facilitator to breaking down some of those silos.
Give us an idea of the origins of the Common House, and the name too.
Yeah, I mean, so generally speaking, when you think of a private club, it's exclusive,
Okay.
and or they pride themselves on exclusivity, right?
Okay.
It's hard to get into, or maybe it's really expensive or anything. We really wanted to take a completely different approach. That it was like, we don't judge you. Like, we think it's so interesting if you had a lawyer and an artist and a barista and a venture capitalist or whatever, all sitting together having a conversation is more interesting to us than just like one type of person.
A
And-
common house.
Exactly. And so that's really where the origin of the name came from. And really, how the origin of the business was, this isn't a new concept. Social clubs have been around forever,
Okay.
right? And what we saw in major markets, we saw this kind of, starting in London and New York and other primary markets, this kind of explosion of kind of a new way to belong. That's not your stodgy gentleman's club or what have you, university club or whatever you want to call it. And my business partner and I had both recently moved back to Charlottesville. He's originally from there. I'd gone to school there. And similar to a lot of Americans, and especially young Americans, like, we're moving out of the major markets and we're moving into these secondary markets like a Richmond of the world, or a Chattanooga, or a Charlotte, or wherever. And we're like, we want to be able to raise a family, maybe even take a risk and start a business, and or do something that is really fulfilling. And so there's a lot of people like us moving here, and we wanted to create a place that brought a lot of those people together, plus the whole community in itself. And so when we were both kind of making our life in Charlottesville, we decided to kind of take a risk and see if there was demand for the product. And so we opened there in 2017, and it's been successful. And we've always known we were going to come to Richmond next.
Oh, you knew you were coming to it.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, times 114. Mike King, Ben Finsgraff here of Common House. So that was the number 2. Says that was Common House number 2.
Richmond is, yep.
Okay, so if you'd like to talk to them and get more information, give us a shout, 804-778-8888. I would love to talk to you. So how do you figure the next step? That's the one, where you go next. And also, what is it about the Richmond business community that's so appealing? It's not just a business community. It's a community as a whole of creatives, of business, whether it's the startup community. Richmond's kind of on fire right now. It's a good time to be here.
Yes, 100%. So if you look at Charlottesville's a small town, and really the anchor of our economy, our town, is the university
Yes.
and the healthcare system, right? Whereas you look at Richmond is so diverse, not just from the population, but from
The business community.
business community, and from it's the center of government, center of law. You have for much of this region, if not the state, obviously, and then you have entrepreneurial. The creative agencies here are some of the best in the world.
I didn't know that. And a lot of times, one of the things, so we had a young guy, Stefan Jacob, who's at the Brand Center, and not really realizing you walk by businesses and things every day, and if you're not in that world, you don't know the impact that has on the area as a whole, on the world and the nation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things are going on here that if you're not in the business community, you kind of miss it.
Yeah. And so and you also have these legacy enormous companies that are here, throughout. And so that also provides, an anchor to the economy. And so you have this kind of diversity of economic activity that is really appealing to us because in turn, it attracts a really diverse group of people who are coming here with all different skill sets. And we just think that makes for a much more, dynamic, potential membership base for us.
When we've had folks here before, they talked about some kind of difficulty in doing business in Richmond as opposed to in the counties. Did you always know that you were going to go downtown, or did you ever consider other places to have the Common House?
No, we always wanted to go downtown.
You knew you were going to be downtown.
Yeah.
There's a certain vibe that's...
Yes, and we believe that that's the future of these cities, is that we're seeing this exodus of 20 to 40-year-olds from primary markets, and they're moving to secondary markets, but they're choosing to live in the cities.
Right.
And we want to be a part of that revitalization. We want to help. We want to help a lot of the part of Broad that we're on has been, boarded up for most of the businesses for a long
Right.
time. And we wanted to help be a part of that kind of rebirth or whatever you want to call it. And so that was important to us.
When we had Kelly on, Kelly Lemon, shout out to her, and some of the folks down at the Jackson War Collective, they talked about if you just rode down and you saw downtown, it just looks boarded up. And you don't realize all of the things that's going on about the type of business that's going on. People are struggling, people are trying to hold on, but businesses keep coming. Businesses keep coming because they realize what's here. It does have a feel of an Austin, Texas, because, the whole startup community is big, the innovation is big, entrepreneurship, all of those, whether it is investors too. There's money to be had here if you have good ideas.
There is, and one of the things that I saw that I've been just so, I would tell I've had to raise money to get Common House off the ground. Generally speaking, Charlottesville, Richmond, and we're expanding beyond that as well. But what I found from the Richmond community is that there are the people that have money, or even a lot of young, middle-aged people who've been able to have a successful career, maybe sell a business. They're reinvesting their money into the community, and they're very focused on let's bring things here that continue to make Richmond better, right? And so our partners in our project here are the U-Crops, and when we talk to Ted is our primary partner. When we talk to him, it's well, how many jobs are you going to add, right? How is this going to add to the neighborhood? We chose to do a public-facing restaurant in this club, so that it added to
the value of the street.
Yes, exactly. And that was very important to them. And so it seemed like, for me, when we were kind of figuring out the deal, the last piece of the puzzle was how much money could we make? There was 10 other things above that were all about Richmond.
That's when it's the right time and the right partnership. When, the money is the afterthought, because it's the impact that you want to make when you're talking to the right people.
Right.
And that's a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, 1:29 is the time. Mike King, Ben Finsgraff here. We got to go away for a minute, take a break. We'll be back on the other side. We'll more with Paul. Then we have Chef Ty. Chef Ty Nella, there she is. I see you. I see you over there. We'll be back on the other side. Thanks now.
Hi, I'm Tom Childry, the credit card guy with Beyond. I believe it should not be confusing or expensive for your business to accept credit cards. As a social enterprise business advocate, my mission gets you paid faster with fair rates, helping your business grow. We can be contacted at area code 804-503-8472, 804-503-8472, or at getbeyond.com. Again, I'm Tom Childry, the credit card guy. Quick, easy collect. We make it easier than you expect.
Hi, Chef Michelle here of Mama Michelle Cafe, home of the Soul Rolls, located at 10811 Hull Street Road. Give us a call at 804-912-1644 or order online at mamachells.com. Ask about our off-site catering options as well as our online ordering through Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Follow us on all social media at Mama Shells Cafe. That's Mama Shells, Soul south of the James. Mention Mike on the mic and get a free dessert on us. Special rules apply.
Are you tired of dating online? Bloom Matchmaking offers a safe and effective alternative. Every match is vetted and background checked. Bloom Matchmaking offers a personalized experience just for you. Check us out at bloommatchmaking.com or give us a call at 804-205-5063. Let Bloom take the stress out of dating. Mention On the Mic with Mike and receive 20% off. That number again is 804-205-5063. Bloom Matchmaking, where love grows.
This is Candace Dion. Make sure you tune into Discussions with Dion every Monday at 2 p.m., where we talk inspiration, motivation, natural health, fitness, and life. You can find me at Dancing with Dion, D-I-O-N, dancingwithdion.com, and Candace Dion on Facebook and Instagram.
Talking about being your best. Discussions with Dion. Mondays on the Mic with Mike. Here on WJFN 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Do you want a crystal clear picture of your finances? Dial 804-601-0532 and schedule your free financial review with Crystal Clear Financial Solutions. Find us online at crystalclearfinancialsolutions.com.
Mike King isn't a businessman. He's a businessman with his own talk show. On the Mic with Mike, the best business radio program in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mic with Mike. 123 is the time. Mike King here. Ben Finsgrave talking Common House and all the things that go along with it. What's the next step for you guys if you want to put it out there for where you guys are going next?
So we just announced on Friday that we'll open May 6th in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And so that's an epic building, epic project. And so we are so excited about it. And so that'll open May 6th. We'll actually start hosting events there in April. And so we've been working on that project for a few years, and we're excited to get it open.
What was it about Chattanooga that did it for you?
You know, honestly, this project was brought to us, and we weren't super familiar with Chattanooga at the time. Like, we knew we wanted to go to Richmond next. And then
what'd you say when they came and said Chattanooga? What'd you guys say? What?
Yeah, we're a little bit. And so we went down there, but, you know, like a lot of these southeastern cities, like it's having a resurgence, and there's incredible stuff happening there. There's great restaurants opening. It has a lot of same attributes here in Richmond. You know, it's a little bit smaller, but it's got a great, like, it's a growing population. It's young, and this building was this, you know, 100-plus-year-old old YMCA that actually hadn't been occupied in 50 years. And
okay, sir, a building that's been empty for 50 years. You guys got to be some visionaries. When you look at that and say, boy, we can make this thing work, what does that take?
It takes a great partner. That's for sure.
Yeah, you guys got to be in this together. Like, hey, do we really want to do this thing? Because I know the city's glad to have you. You're like, it's been empty for 50 years. Maybe these guys can help us. And
I tell you that our building here in Richmond wasn't that different. I mean, it had apartments in it, and it had a small creative agency on the first floor. But, you know, the building hadn't been redone in a long time, and it historically was a furniture store.
Okay. And
when that area was the primary retail district of Richmond, and so there was a ton. I mean, it was a complete gut renovation here, and so it wasn't that different in Chattanooga, and it wasn't that different in Charlottesville. So we really like these historic buildings that, you know, are in the center of the city. And a lot of these places, like especially where we are in Chattanooga and also where we are here in Richmond, is that these are parts of the city that are increasingly becoming more vibrant and growing.
There's a hub.
Yeah.
The activity hub. How do you create the buzz? Because before you guys open, the buzz on the streets was Common House. You know, hey, you got to get in. Your marketing people there do an outstanding job, too. of getting the word out, like increasing the interest. Explain to our folks, how does that happen?
Our marketing brand communications team are amazing. I would give, and they would too, the credit to the Richmonders that bought in early.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Kelly Lemon earlier. Yeah. She's been on our membership committee from beginning, and I hope she's okay with me saying that. But we have a 40, 50 person membership committee that we narrowed down from thousands of people in Richmond, and each one of those people is a leader and influencer within their respective communities, and we let them spread the word.
Okay, so you guys also had this one for the young folks here, and we talked about the younger folks, because maybe some people can't. Talk a little bit about the younger group that you guys said, hey, they're influencers, and it makes sense to have them in.
Well, they're not just young.
Really?
Yeah, so that 40, 50 person group, we want them to be diverse in every way.
Gotcha, okay.
From age to ethnicity to socioeconomic to where they live, geographic to where they work. And we want them to be influencers within their community and bring those communities into ours. And so ultimately, they go out to their communities and they say, "Hey, I'm bought into Common House, and I want you to come in." And what we tell them is that what this club becomes is completely up to you guys.
Gotcha. When folks are here, I always ask them, "What gives you hope?"
What gives me hope? I look at this generation right now, and we have the large generation in U.S. history that's coming up, and I believe that this generation, wants, they want social change, they want equality, they want diversity of thought, they want, inclusion, and all those things I think are what our country needs right now, and I think that that gives me hope from a society perspective. From a business perspective, I do believe that after we get through this COVID overhang, I do believe that there's going to be a huge demand for community and people and socialization and meeting new people, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that Common House could be a small part of that as well.
Well, you guys are playing your part. I appreciate you coming in. How can people find you?
Commonhouse.com. We have a number of different Instagram handles, from Common House to Common House RVA, and Common House Charlottesville. So you can check us out on social media or at our website.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. What you guys are doing is outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Ben for coming in. Up next, we have Chef Ty, and she's going to be here talking about her TV appearances, how to make brands work. She is a brand master when it comes to that. Getting the word out, I'd like to thank Ben and the folks over at Common House that said, oh, you know what? I got to give a shout out, Al Green. Got to give a shout out to our man Jay Carpenter and Hanley Watches. We'd like to thank Hanley, the official timepiece. There we go, right there. Official to Al can't show you his. Okay, there you go, Al. Official timepiece on the mic with Mike and Mike King Biz. Up next, Chef Ty, top of the hour, Dancing with Dion. As I say, we got to go ahead and pay some bills. The microphone ain't free, plus my grandkids need stuff. We'll be back on the other side. Thanks now.